but down the lane, they all culminate around media and communication by some way or the other. Let us embark on this exuberant journey. Dr. Mala Mitra is our session chair. She is currently the Dean of Science at Sister Nivedita University. She has done her honors and post-graduation from Jadavpur University. Around media and communication by some way or the other. Let us embark on this exuberant journey. Dr. Mala Mitra is our session. She has done her honors and post-graduation from Jadavpur University and PhD from Indian Association for the Cultivation of Science. She holds a teaching experience of 21 years and research experience of 30 years. Without further ado, let us commence our session in. To begin with, we have Upali Mitra from Babasaheb Bhimrao Ambedkar University, Lucknow, presenting her paper titled The Role of Interpersonal Communication in Addressing the Problem of Diarrhea Mortality Rates, a research study with special reference to Uttar Pradesh, India. Ma'am, you shall get 8 minutes for presenting your paper, followed by 2 minutes for the conclusion, post which our session chair will give her suggestions. It's online, no? Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, am I audible now?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, thank you. Very good morning to all of you. My name is Upali Mitra. I'm a PhD research scholar from Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar University, Lucknow, under the supervision of Dr. Mahendra Singh Padhi. And first of all, I want to thank Sister Nivedita University for giving me this opportunity. So my topic for today is the role of interpersonal communication in addressing the problem of diarrhea mortality rates, a research study with a special reference to Uttar Pradesh, India. And I'm sharing my PowerPoint presentation. This will take a moment. Yes, so this, is it visible?
Yes.
Okay, these are the table
yes,
of
it's
contents.
visible.
Okay, thank you. These are the table of contents, and this is the introduction. So, diarrhea remains a significant public health issue in Uttar Pradesh, India. It is the leading cause of morbidity and mortality rates, particularly among children. So, when we talk about annual death rates of diarrhea, it comes to our knowledge that it is the fourth leading cause of deaths in India in all communicable diseases. As diarrhea is normally considered very normal health condition, we often don't think that it can cause so many deaths, but it is very concerning that it claims so many lives every year. And diarrhea is the third most common cause of death in under 5 age group children, responsible for 13% of the deaths in this age group, killing an estimate of 3 lakh children in India each year. So the question arises, if this disease is so treatable and preventable, then why these deaths are happening? So in most of the diarrhea cases, the death is due to dehydration, and which is very concerning because dehydration is a very simple thing. Like you just have to take water, and the water intake should be very good during this disease. But due to some problems, this happens, and this is ongoing problem in our country, especially in Uttar Pradesh. So factors contributing to diarrhea in Uttar Pradesh are poor sanitation and hygiene, obviously. Since if we talk about Uttar Pradesh population, according to the census of 2011, 77.73% of the population lives in rural areas. So it is very clear that in a rural setting, poor sanitation and hygiene is a very big problem. Inadequate access to clean water, sanitation facilities, and proper hygiene practices can facilitate the spread of this disease uh, and the pathogens that cause it. Another thing is contaminated food and water, which is also the part of the hygiene and sanitation thing. And another thing is lack of awareness and education. So here, if we look around, since it is a rural, mostly the rural setting in Uttar Pradesh, the lack of awareness and education in public is very high about this dehydration part of the diarrhea. So this causes very much disturbance in the dissemination of information. Another thing is the poverty and socioeconomic disparities among public. And poverty can hinder access to healthcare, clean water, and sanitation facilities, exacerbating the impact of diarrhea. And if we talk about external factors, the environmental factors, that also cause very much problem in this disease. And if we move further, although there are certain medical intervention and sanitation improvements are necessary for coping with this problem, but the important part in dealing with this issue is interpersonal communication. So when we talk about health communication, the relationship between doctor and patients need to be very empathetic and understanding, and interpersonal communication can play a very important role in dealing with this issue. These are the literature review. As a UNICEF WHO report of 2009 concludes that children with poor health and nutrition states are more vulnerable to serious infections like acute diarrhea. Another thing is the UNICEF has adopted the 7 action plan for diarrhea prevention and treatment. And in this, I found that the interpersonal communication is very much part of it. But on the ground level, there is some problem and in the implementation part. Another thing is effective communication is the foundation of any relationship. As we all know that when we go to a doctor and the doctor doesn't listen to us, and we just have to like communicate our problems. And if we are coming from a urban background, we are educated, we know things, then the communication process becomes easy. But for people coming from rural background, this becomes very problematic, as the doctors is just doing their job, and they don't listen, sometimes don't take action clearly while listening the problems to the patients. So the objective of my research was to examine and analyze the role of interpersonal communication to tackle the problem of diarrhea mortality rates in Uttar Pradesh. Another objective was to know the impact of programs such as DARTS, WASH, and Stop Diarrhea campaign. These are my research questions. Um, role of interpersonal communication, as I have already cleared that.
Can you please go back and show? Yeah.
Research question. How
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
interpersonal communication is being used as an effective health communication strategy in tackling the problem of deaths due to diarrhea. What type of schemes and programs are being implemented by the government in addressing the problem of diarrhea mortality and morbidity in Uttar Pradesh. So, as I have already discussed, the interpersonal communication can be used for raising awareness, dissemination of information, address misconceptions among public, promote behavioral change, encourage hygiene practices, facilitates ORT, that is oral rehydration therapy uptake, mobilize communities like vaccinations and communicating them about the vaccination process, strengthen healthcare system, improve health worker performance, and facilitate collaboration. So, key communication strategies that can be used in tackling diarrhea are counseling by community health workers like ANMs and ASHA workers. They can be very useful to this. Another healthcare providers, such as the medical officers, can also be used in this process. Peer-to-peer counseling is very important, like public talking to each other, and uh, as we know that there are opinion leaders among these rural settings. They listen to people listen to them, and through that counseling, the diarrhea rates can be tackled out. Culturally sensitive dialogues talking about these things also helps. Another thing is, so the method I have used for this is a qualitative and quantitative mix approach. I have taken the data from government, and also I have gone through some research papers. Plus, I have interviewed some experts, like medical experts, and I have also visited the medical health centers in Uttar Pradesh villages. So, analyzing the role of health communication in DARTS, WAS strategies, and Stop Diarrhea campaign. So, DARTS stands for Diarrhea Alleviation through zinc and ORS therapy. And we all know that dehydration happens when when there is a diarrhea case. And when there is a child, the percentage of water in the children are very low. So, they quickly dehydrate during this disease. So this is very important step for alleviation of diarrhea. Another thing is which the WHO has suggested is WAS strategy, that is water, sanitation and hygiene strategy. Another which very important campaign which is going on in India is a Stop Diarrhea campaign 2024, which is formerly known as Intensified Diarrhea Control Fortnight. So in most strategies, we know that teaching people is very typical thing to do. Like we have to go and show them. So the doctors and healthcare providers often use the strategy of show house, because when you even if it's a child, you have to show them how to wash hands properly.
Your 10
Then you
minutes is
have to,
over.
okay, should I conclude my
Then try to conclude within 1 minute. Okay. Show the slides.
okay, ma'am. So the Stop Diarrhea campaign is also aiming to attain zero child death due to childhood diarrhea, and other things I have talked about. The sensitization of this problem is very necessary. And what I have found that 7% of children under age of 5 suffer from diarrhea in 2 weeks before this survey. And this survey I have gone through for a National Family Health Survey. Another thing is 45% of the children, only 45% of the children receive ORT therapy, and 25% of the population belonging to rural area do not dispose the feces and stool appropriately. So the data indicates that lack of knowledge, socioeconomic disparities, individual beliefs, and the reason behind the problem of lack in proper information distribution and lack of communication between doctor, healthcare providers, and public. The researchers have also found that there's a good scope of improvement in tackling this problem through the interpersonal communication plan and strategies. The researchers have also interviewed medical experts and found out that the lack of knowledge, logistic failures, and communication failure, plus lack of resources, is there in Uttar Pradesh at very high level. So these are my suggestions. There need to be more action to inform people about the sanitization and other hygienic information, hygiene related information. And the other suggestion is that healthcare providers and doctors need to understand the importance of empathetic approach and learn the use of interpersonal communication skills. Even in the curriculum, it should be included. There is a need to work on the problem of communication gaps between doctors and public through encouragement of effective health communication strategies at grassroots level.
Just go to the conclusion. Is there any conclusion period? So already you
These
covered.
are the
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you hear me properly, clearly?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Also, is there any question answer? You go for question answer.
Ma'am, now if there is any question from anyone from the online, any questions, any participants wants to pose any question? If not, then
No, ma'am.
Our session chair will give suggestions.
Yeah. So thank you, Ms. Mitra, for this presentation. This is very useful and important study, I would like to say. But the thing is that I know that this kind of will publish this, and for that I'd have a few suggestions. So your title is the role of interpersonal personal communication in addressing the problem. Whatever you have chosen a particular state, that's fine, that's your. But there is in the paper, in the first few slides you emphasized on that what should be the roles, what are the causes, and you have studied properly, probably some literature reviews, and you have mentioned that you went to some hospitals, government hospitals and medical centers. But is it a, if it is a mixed method too, then you should have some your first hand communication study, so that the role of interpersonal communication, which one is your first few words in the paper, you are going to prepare, you have presented one and you will want to publish that. So that role is not very much clear and emphasized in the in it thoroughly. Okay, so you should stress more on the what should be the role of interpersonal communication. I would say that you have basically strike a bullseye. It is a very important role. But the doctors, few more points which actually came to my mind, that doctors or ASHA workers and the workers who are working in the village side, they know the language. So there should be more, they should be more empathetic and all these things are there. But what are the main causes? I mean, why are they not empathetic? Why? What is their view? We are taking the villagers view. There should be a proper questionnaire, and you should have at least um 1 to 2 pages on that, at least one
Okay.
page and with some points. And what is the other side, what is the story of other side? So your paper should be more emphasized on the role of interpersonal communication. Okay, what is the how the diarrhea is causing, what is the role of UNICEF, what are they saying, what should they all do, that the government policy, you can suggest something relating to the interpersonal communication. Okay, so thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Hello, the voice is not audible, sir.
Yeah, that's not related to this session. Okay, so we'll continue this session. Please wait.
Moving ahead, we have Shrimedha Chaudhary and Priya Shom from Amity, Jharkhand, presenting their paper, Understanding Natural Disasters Through Films. Ma'am, you shall get 8 minutes for your paper presentation, post which you shall get 2 minutes to wrap up, and post that our session chair will give her suggestions.
So after 8 minutes, there will be a ring. I mean,
Q&A
Srehanshu
session.
will say that 8 minutes is over, and after 10 minutes, please try to wrap up within 10 minutes. Okay, thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
I am present. Actually, my colleague has withdrawn, so I'm presenting this paper alone. It's still a working paper, The topic is understanding natural disasters through films. I am an assistant professor in Amity School of Communication, Amity University, Jharkhand. The movies shown in the first slide are, you can see there are three Bollywood movies and then there are three Hollywood movies. Basically, a case study was done on these six movies where I tried to find that what exactly is being focused in terms of national calamity or disaster. Now, coming to the introduction part. Natural disaster, as the slide shows, is the consequence when a natural hazard affects human. So, apart from the showing the romantic or the family or the adventurous angle, the purpose behind conducting this study was to see whether the natural disasters shown in these movies are from real incident or scripted. So every movie was actually watched thoroughly to understand what kind of disaster they are showing, and if it is scripted, uh, how exactly they have taken. So, and the next research problem or the objective was to find the sustainable development goals signified in each selected movie, like movies like there are 17 SDG. So based on that, I tried to find which goal is related to which movie. So coming to the research methodology, I've already said the research method was case study, and it was used in the six movies as the slide signifies. Probability sampling was taken and mixed research design was chosen. Now, the reason behind choosing mixed research design was the movies chosen start from 1974 to 2022. So, from different decades, I chose movies which were related to natural disaster, whether it's a real one or whether it's a scripted one. So, based on that, the movies were watched. So, coming to the literature review, now before conducting or before framing the topic, this literature review was actually referred to understand that how major disasters are happening in developing countries. Now, since the three movies of Bollywood, they were of developing countries, and the three Hollywood movies, although they were of developed countries, but it is basically necessary to understand the developing nation and then the developed, because developed has all the facilities. I'll come to the conclusion part, that why this literature review is actually related to the developed nations as well. So it was seen that there are many natural calamities or events happening in Asian countries or in developing countries, like floods, drought, cyclones, earthquake. It's very common. And the second literature review was misfortune is no stranger to history. Like, it's very common that a war is happening, a natural calamity is happening in any country, be it developed, be it developing, be it underdeveloped. So, what I saw that there have been many researches when it comes to war films, but when it comes to natural calamities, I couldn't find any, because I was trying to see how they present, how the researchers, how the film researchers are presenting, but I actually couldn't find any such study, because had it been there, then that could have been used as literature review. Now, coming to the first movie, Kai Poche. The story, as everyone knows, it has been taken from Chetan Bhagat's The Three Mistakes of My Life. It shows the struggle, the friendship of three youngsters, how they are struggling with their communities, how they are struggling with their family, how they are struggling with their love life, how they are struggling with the career, and whatever. But what the main purpose of watching this movie was to see which disaster has been focused. So it was seen that it was basically earthquake which actually changed the angle of the friendship of these three guys. Like these three youngsters, after the earthquake, they lost almost everything, be it from family, be it their career, be it their passion for sports, everything just twisted. So the earthquake which actually happened in Gujarat, the movie is totally relatable to that, that what all difficulties people were dealing at grassroots level. Then coming to Kedarnath movie, which was the first movie of Sarah Ali Khan. She was starring opposite to Sushant. So in this movie, although it was a romantic movie, but then the Kedarnath flood was very prominently shown. So here, apart from the community or the love angle, the calamity was actually shown because Sushant dies at the end of this movie because of this calamity. And then Sarah was in trauma that why did this this flood happen or whatever. So the flood played a pivotal role for the for the families, for the villagers, and for Sarah as well as Sushant. So that disaster was had to happen. Like, had it not happened, then there was no climax in this film. Bhopal Express, as everyone knows, it is related to the massive leakage of poison gas. Although it is a movie of 1999, and the Railwaymen, that is the web series, is a sequel of this movie only, which was released recently. So one common factor which I noticed was KK Menon had acted in this movie as well as he's there in the web series on the Railwaymen. So this was something that when it comes to disaster, there are particular artists or particular actors who are chosen in the same manner. They are common. So this was here again. Here, what I noticed was there was a vulgarity, there was sex, but the disaster factor was something which actually affected the mass. So that is why this movie was chosen. Then the Hollywood movie Twister. This was quite popular when we were in our adolescent phase. Like, this movie clearly showed that tornado can change the life of an entire family, despite wealth, despite whatever status you have. So Twister is a Hollywood movie. It's very much there on YouTube. So after watching this movie, like, I started from the Bollywood movies and then switched to Hollywood movies. I noticed that there's a drastic change in terms of camera work, in terms of direction, in terms of characterization, because the Hollywood movies are some of the other ways scripted. That is what I was observing. Although technically they were sound enough as compared to Bollywood. Then coming to Core. Core is basically related to planet magnetic field. It is changing, the atmosphere is affected, and a bit techno savvy movie. It was released in 2003. Earthquake, as the name signifies, it is related to earthquake. But then again, this movie shows that how a family is actually affected by earthquake. I uh, i told it previously that I started from
Ma'am, your
1972.
8 minutes are over. You'll get 2 minutes to
Sure,
conclude
ma'am.
your paper.
So coming to the conclusion, relating my study with the research problems, it was seen that the Hollywood movies, the three Hollywood movies, Earthquake, Twister, and Core, they were totally scripted, while the Bollywood movies, they were related to the real incident which has actually occurred, which has been reported. And secondly, the research problem or the objective was to how, like, which SDG are they related? Sustainable Development Goals has 17 goals. Among them, the 13, which refers to climate action, and the 17, life on land, is related to both the genre of the films, be it Hollywood, be it Bollywood. So these were the references. I conclude my presentation here.
Anyone from among the paper presenters online would like to pose any question? They can do it now. Anyone? Our session chair will give suggestions.
Okay, so thank you, Sumedha. Yeah, it was a wonderful presentation. I liked. But the thing is that you have chosen 6 movies.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
just couldn't understand that. Why did you choose the core? I mean, it's a very tech savvy movie. Technologically rich content is there. So it was not clear from the presentation. Why did you choose the core? Can you explain,
Ma'am,
please?
some other way, what I understood was a calamity has been discussed, that something happens in the atmosphere and people around are affected. So that is the reason I chose this movie.
Okay. So I had just one suggestion that while writing, one thing from your literature review.
Yes, ma'am.
In literature review, I didn't understand, or probably couldn't hear properly, that what you didn't find in your literature review. I mean, the study you
Ma'am,
have
actually,
done about the movies.
I was looking for movies which, like the research papers which have been conducted on web series or films related to natural calamity, but I couldn't find any. So that is what
Okay,
I mean.
okay, okay. So I mean, there should be, when you are writing some paper or presentation is fine. Then writing, I'd suggest that you have to establish or focus on some particular point, that may be that you are comparing between natural calamities or the script, and with the scripted one. But you have not chosen both from Bollywood. You have
Yes,
chosen
ma'am.
one set from Bollywood, one set from Hollywood. So that kind of comparison will not be enough. Okay.
Okay,
So
ma'am.
probably you have understood what I'm trying to say, that you have to focus on some point. You have just explained that what are there,
Sure,
why did
ma'am.
you choose, and what are there, but some sort of comparison
Mhm.
about the scripted one and the natural calamity, some sort of comparison from the Bollywood and Hollywood,
Yes,
except
ma'am.
the technological, obviously technological superiority, except that, huh? Okay, some
Okay,
sort
ma'am.
of the comparison or discussion is
Sure,
expected.
ma'am.
Okay, okay,
Sure,
thank you.
ma'am. Surely I'll get it. Welcome.
Moving on, we have Dr. S. Sridevi, MOP, Vaishnav College for Women, Autonomous, presenting her paper, Understanding the Impacts of Cause Advertising Among College Students. Ma'am, you shall get 8 minutes for your paper presentation, post which 2 minutes for drawing the conclusion, after which there shall be a question answer session, and then our session chair will post suggestions. Over
Uh,
to you.
okay, ma'am. Is it audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Okay. Just let me share my screen. Uh, Ma'am, is it visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. A very good morning, everyone. So my topic is about understanding the impacts of cosmetizing among college students in Tamil Nadu. I'm Dr. S. Sridevi, working as assistant professor in MOP Vaishnav College. So introduction part I have given. So this is the very first study I have doing in this advertising journal. So advertising is one of the important part of the mass media, and with the help of digital platforms, the audience from all the ages and psychographic and demographic profile, they can reach the get the informations through this media about the advertising of different products and different services, etc. So advertising is not only to sell the products, but also shape the sentiments and perceptions of the people. So that is my core area in this paper, actually, like how it shapes the sentiments, how it builds a perception among the young students, actually. So according to a report by Densu, the annual growth rate of this advertisement is will be of 1 lakh crore by 2025. So that much is a very big industry, and I also studied in one of the literature that it is a twice size of a film industry in India. So it is becoming a very integral part, the message as being a very integral part of these advertisements. It promotes inclusivity, sustainability, and equality, empowerment, etc. to the cosmetizing, we say. So this term please became very popular in the last 2 years, actually, and with the help of this concept we also won 2 awards in the prestigious Cannes Lions event. And today the brands are viewing Gen Z and millennial audience as a prime consumers of their products, especially through this advertising. So that's why they are incorporating many contemporary issues through the advertising for the brand positioning, etc. And so the cosmetizing is a very need of the hour. It has been pioneered by Tata Tea and Ariel. Campaigns like Jagore and Share the Load. So it has been associating with the cause, and it has a strong connection in our daily life. So I have also given some examples of Manyavar, Tanishq, Surf Excel, and Fab India. Next slide. So coming to the Cost for dice is a kind of marketing strategy where we are involving social and environmental cause for brand awareness and affinity, and it is also type of CSR where it is used as a promotional campaign. So these are some of the popular ad campaigns with a cause: Dove, Stay Free, All Out, Tata Tea, etc. So I have done some important key review of literature where I have mentioned about how the ideologies are being added in the advertising discourses. So it helps to promote the beauty ideals to the advertisements, and also some patriarchal ideologies like reinforcing gender roles, etc. But nowadays it has been changing due to the cosmetizing thing. This study was done through multimodal analysis, where they have also analyzed the semiotic elements together to how it conveys the meaning and ideologies to the audience. Next one is by Taufik Odalamu. So he has mentioned that social events play a very significant part in the effectiveness of the advertising, because when we connect social events to the advertising, it helps to connect with the consumer through a persuasive appeal. It also highlights apparent lacks in the consumer lives and positioning of the brand products, and most importantly it helps to effectively engage the audience through the advertisement, especially when we are giving something through a cause. It also negotiate the meaning between the product and the social system right now. The next one is the Mary and Donovan's process. So they have done a study on the advertising ideology and the social process of disability. So I have also given the positive as well as the review of literature, which doesn't have much connection with this study. Okay, so here they have promoted more of idealized body images. They have this lack of uh, representations, because in terms of disability they have promoted the feeling of exclusion, etc. It also increases the fear of disability. So these are the objectives of my study, to check the understanding level of cosmetizing, how the people are able to understand the meaning of this thing, the role of cosmetizing transformation the belief system among the students, and also to check the barriers of the cosmetizing. I have used the communication model of DRIP. It is used to plan and manage the campaigns, and it effectively helps to achieve the specific communication objectives. So DRIP mean differentiate, remind, inform, and persuade. So this is a model, and this is applicable to the marketing campaigns and communication strategies, where we have to give a specific message to be targeted in a clear and effective manner. So I have used a methodology of quantitative method using a survey from Google Forms. I have used given this Google form to different colleges in Tamil Nadu. So from north to south part of Tamil Nadu, I have covered almost many colleges. My samples is bit low here, 60 only. I have given frequency analysis. So this is the percentage of the sampling which I have done from the students. So I have given
Yes,
some
ma'am.
graphical data. So I'll be explaining this in the next one. So these are some of the important slides where I
Okay.
have given how the advertising play a very important role here.
Yes.
Findings. So this is, I have found that second year students are more in number, in terms of
We
its
are
number,
resolving.
and male students are more in this study, and major number studies students are from Chennai. And I found that 2 to 4 hours students spend per day in their mobile phone, and major number students also spend watch advertising. Especially it was quite astonishing for me, because usually people used to skip the ads, but here
Yes,
people are
hello.
watching advertisements. Yeah.
Due to some technical issues, we actually got logged out. Can you hear us?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So
Continue.
is it visible
Yeah,
now?
most of, yeah, it's visible right now.
Okay,
But
ma'am. So
most
what
of the part,
shall I go back?
yeah, please.
Okay. So
Third, I think second or third slide. Yeah, we have listen. We could listen till second or third. Yeah.
cosmetizing. I have told
No,
something
no, no.
about cosmetizing.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah. After introduction, go to the first slide after introduction.
1 second, ma'am. This one is the second one slide, ma'am. Third slide. Can I?
Uh,
Is it okay?
y- um, yeah, start from these.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry for that.
It's okay, ma'am. Sorry. Okay, so coming to again, so I have this is a very first study I'm doing in terms of the advertising part. So I have because my area of research is something different, like culture studies, solution studies. So since it's a very important part, I thought to do a small research in this area as well, because I recently came across this term called cosvertising, which really fascinated me. And so I thought to do a small research in this. So advertising has become a very integral part of the of our lives, and cosvertising, especially it helps to promote inclusivity, sustainability, gender equality, empowerment through its variety of the themes. And recently, our country also had won two awards, prestigious in uh, Cannes Lions Award based on cosmetizing the 2024. And today, the many brands are being focusing on the Gen Z and millennials are the prime consumers. So they are incorporating many contemporary themes in the advertising for their brand positioning. So this is according to the many marketing researcher, the cosmetizing is a need of the hour. It has been pioneered by Tata Tea. Their cosmetizing is at Jagore, and Ariel shared the load. It usually cosmetizing associates itself with the cause, and it has a strong connection with the daily routine. I have given some examples of Manyavat, Tanishq, etc. Next slide. So, cosmetizing is a marketing strategy which involves social or environmental cause to have a brand to increase the brand awareness and affinity. It is a type of CSR. Cause marketing is a promotional campaign, can also use like that. So I have given some popular ad campaign with the cause here. So I have done some review of literature based on the ideologies and the advertising. So in this study I have found that the beauty ideologies have been promoted through the advertising, and some patriarchal ideologies of stereotyping, gender roles, etc. It has been done through multimodal analysis, where the researchers have used semiotic elements also to understand how the meanings are being conveyed. So to also emphasize the relationship between the advertising social norms and the construction of the beauty standards. Next one is that according to Taif, see, he has mentioned the role of social events. It plays a significant role in the effectiveness of the advertising to create a significant connection with the consumers, and also using the persuasive appeal. They also highlighted that the apparent lacks in the consumer life, especially when we are having some advertisement with a particular cause, that thing will be lacking in our life. So, in order to promote that, people are coming with the different kind of themes to promote those concepts. And the advertising with the social events or the contemporary themes, it effectively engages the audience. It also negotiate the meaning between the product as well as the current social system in our country. Next one, the last review of literature. So they have done a research on ideology and the social process of disability, how it has been promoted. But we can see that there is a lack of representation in terms of disability, because it also promote the feeling of exclusion among the disabled, especially able people. It also increase the fear among the people. So these are the findings that Mary Ann has found. My research objectives: to understand the level of cosmetizing, like how much these people, the young audience, have understood the advertisement with the cause and the role in shaping their belief system, in shaping their perception. Third one is, what are the challenges are there in the advertising, especially when it is received by the young audience. So these are the primary objectives of my study. I have used communication model of drip, like AIDA. So drip is also there. It is used in the communication framework. It is used to plan and engage the campaigns. DRIP: differentiate, remind, reinforce, inform, and persuade. This is used in marketing campaigns and communications strategies, where the message is being clearly targeted and effectiveness. The methodology: I have used quantitative method. I have used survey through Google Forms. I have collected data through different colleges in Tamil Nadu from north to south. So I have given some of the names of the location where I have collected with the percentage. My sample size is bit low, it's 60. I have used frequency analysis. So I have given some pie charts over here, the count of residential pays, etc. In next slide, I will be explaining this. So these are some of the major data analysis part I have given here. So I could found that many second year students are more in this study, because they are having a subject on advertising for the mass communication as well as inter journalism students. And male students are more in this study with 60 percentage, and more number of students are from Chennai, and students are using their mobile phones more 2 to 4 hours per day. And the surprising part is that students also used to see the advertising, because sometimes we cannot skip the ads, so they are tend to watch the advertisements as well. And mostly the advertisements are being viewed through social media. And they have mentioned that the advertisement with the cause is very good and effective in terms of portraying the contemporary issues, and the advertisement with the cause has the potential to transform the individual perception. I could also see these kind of responses from the questionnaire. So large number of students also agreed the fact that it also create controversies. There are some ad campaigns which also created some religious sentimental controversies here. So it is found that the challenges of the cost advertising, especially, it can be reduced if we are creating advertisement with a social responsibility as well as through creativity. So I have given the images which are being highly voted by the students that they really like these cost advertising very well. Ariel shared the load, Dove stop the beauty test, and Hammam, this is a soap in Tamil Nadu. So they also having campaign with Go Safe Outside, and Educate the Child by Nestle in association with Nanhi Kali organization. And this is a screenshot of that particular video. And we have this Stay Free Just a Period. These are highly voted by our students that they have really preferred this one. And limitation of my study is my sample size is low, and I'm planning to have more number of samples, and I wish to incorporate more qualitative content also to understand how this really change their perception through some case studies. And I also have to adopt some psychological scale to understand the students perception after watching the advertisement with the course. So these are some of the limitations of my study. Thank you. Thank you for this
Thank you,
opportunity.
ma'am. Does anyone from among the online paper presenters want to pose any questions? You can do now. Anyone? Then we are moving on to our session chair, who shall provide her valuable suggestions.
Yeah, it's Dr. S. Sridevi. Yeah. So thank you so much. It was really wonderful. I just wish that, can you hear me? Am I audible? Hello?
Ma'am,
Yes,
are we
ma'am.
audible?
You're audible, ma'am.
Okay, but Dr. Sridevi, can you hear me? Are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello?
Yes, yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Okay, okay. So it was it was wonderful presentation. The topic is a very contemporary and important aspect. So just I don't have anything to add to your presentation. Just you have expressed everything in the limitations part. Whatever could have been done more. I just wish that you continue this study with some sample in rural area too. What are their their opinion about this advertising and how it can be implemented to, or some cause for social change, or
Sure, ma'am.
if it's a heavy word, then at least try to bring some changes in social life. You have already that question here, but just if you can extend your
Sure,
study,
ma'am. Sure.
maybe not in this paper, this is too much, but in some rural area, that will be wonderful. Thank you so much.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Moving on, we have Dr. G. Vasant Dwarka Dos Govardhan Dos Vaishnav College presenting his paper titled Impact of Social Media on Religious Propaganda. So you shall get, ma'am, you shall get 8 minutes for your paper presentation and 2 minutes to draw conclusion. Post that there will be a question answer session, and after which our session chair will give her suggestions. Over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, everybody. First of all, I am not sir, I am ma'am. And you can share my slide. I'm going to talk about impact of social media on religious propaganda. So are you sharing the slides or am I supposed to share the slide?
You are supposed to share your slides.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Is my share visible? Screen visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. So when we talk about religion and social media, the basic components of human existence, we all know religion governs all of us, whether directly or indirectly. It is
I'm so sorry for interruption. Can you make it full screen, please?
full screen. Okay. I thought I put it as full screen only.
From our view,
Yeah.
otherwise go ahead. No problem. Otherwise, go ahead.
Ask her to share her screen.
Ma'am, can you please share your screen?
1 second. Entire screen. Yeah.
Can you please put it on slideshow mode?
See, the thing is, you had asked me to put it as PDF, so I saved it as a PDF. So I cannot convert now into a slideshow.
No. Please carry on. No problem.
Okay, thank you. Right. So going ahead with this, that we all know that religion is used to shapes us, and it gives us the ideology, and it kind of controls us because it is part of our culture, and it is the cornerstone in the enormous tapestry of human experience, providing people a framework of comprehending the world. And where we are, it kind of guides us as to how we need to move and where our place is and how we interact with people. And communication is a tool which is generally used to facilitate the basic communication, and plays a vital role in our communication process. Right. Now, religious environments, in addition to spreading religious doctrine, these platforms help believers develop a feeling of community and common identity, because it is something that it is very emotional. We feel that religion is a part of our life, and we are all very, very sensitive about it. And communication, similarly, is significant, has an impact on religious experience, because social media platforms today, as they are all pervasive in our life, we all know, and they provides a virtual environment where religions can discuss their faith and interact with each other. It is becoming a very, very common platform across the globe to discuss religion and to promote religion. And really, and in addition to spreading religious doctrines, these platforms help believers develop a feeling of community and common identity. If we talk about agenda setting model in communication, we know that the media used to be, used to prioritize our social identity and our thoughts based on the content developed by the media. Today, the same role has been taken by the digital world, and social media plays a major role in influencing our opinions and our perspectives. And communication also has a significant impact. Right. Now we find in US that every sixth person who do not want to interact on social media due to their religious posts. That we have seen very often that some groups, when there are too many religious posts on a general conversation or interview with a few colleagues, I found that they tend to log out, because if they do not agree with the group feeling, they tend to come out of the WhatsApp group. And social media has completely changed how individuals interact with each other and exchange information, communicate, and create opinions. And also, it has increased the impact and reach of religious messages. It has the capacity to sow discord, ignorance, and propaganda just as effectively as it can foster understanding and spiritual development. And one more thing is to ensure that people can critically and ethically engage with religious content. Education is very, very essential. It gives you a kind of education, it puts a empirical thought into your mind. It feeds you with the facts for the individual to decide whether they should go with the WhatsApp forwards or posts, or use the knowledge or expertise through their circumstances to see whether the posts are right or wrong. The main objectives of the study is to extent to which the audience is influenced by the information given by the social media on religion, the rationale behind using social media to post content for religious propaganda, the belief in the content given to be true to reality. The research gap here is, while existing studies have explored the general influence of social media on religion, there is a lack of comprehensive research focusing especially on how different demographic factors affect the perception and reception of religious propaganda disseminated through social media platforms. This is a research gap, and this is an ongoing study. So it will have, there is scope for future study and development of the paper into a book chapter or into a further post-doctoral study. I have reviewed from Smith 2018, where they have used the social media by religious organizations, particularly evangelical ones, as a means of religious mobilization. The report highlights the transition from conventional religious communication strategies to more direct, tailored kinds of outreach via digital platforms. Jones suggests that social media facilitates between political extremism and religious propaganda. According to the study, social media helps spread false information quickly and creates echo chambers, which are two-way, that religious propaganda uses in this medium. Turner also says that religious organizations can influence their narratives on social media sites, and it also demonstrates that religious propaganda uses images and text and data to appeal to the younger generation. And since we have more of Gen Z people using and being familiar with the social media platforms, it becomes very, very easy to influence the Gen Z. The research problem faced by me was social media loyalty is changing the thought process of viewers as it has become the default channel of communication. Media content is influencing the viewers to understand and perceive it in the same intensity as projected. Social media, among the all the other, is posing to be a challenge today, and social media is being used by every industry to promote and propagate their ideology. Research methodology and hypothesis. I've used survey method through a questionnaire, and it is I have used 80 respondents, and this is based on convenience sampling. Hypothesis which I formulated was there is a significant influence of social media information on audience perception of religion. It was a first hypothesis. Second one was there are significant reasons for using social media as a platform for religious propaganda. Third is the audience believes that the content provided on social media is true to reality. The theoretical framework was users and gratification model because it affects the media on because it studies the impact of media on people. The social cognitive theory, which provides a framework for understanding how the environment is shaped and shapes the people. So here the religion plays a very important role as we understand that how religion shapes the people. Socio-cultural theory explains the mental abilities of the people who are dependent on the way the people interact with others and culture as they live in due to social acceptance and peer pressure. The conceptual theory framework which I formulated for this study was demographic factors was age, education, and cultural context, the social media usage, the mechanism of influence, perception of religions, and behavioral outcomes. See, my analysis, I had split it into three segments. The first segment covers the data on how often social media is used, and then the self-researched contents which are posted in the social media, and whether people forward the message without doing any fact check. So the first segment was, with the analysis which I found was that range of responses regarding social media engagement. Some participants reported at high use, high rating their engagement as gave a rating of 5, while others rated it closer to 2 or 3. The diversity suggests that while many are active on social media, the intensity of their engagement varies significantly. Posting self-researched religious content gave me that they are hesitant to contribute their own views, perhaps due to the concerns about the controversy or perceived lack of expertise. And forwarding messages without reading gave a small group admitted to forwarding messages indiscriminately, highlighting an ongoing challenge in combating the spread for false information. The second segment was talking about the reading religious forwards and belief in religious messages. Here, this suggests a cautious attitude towards a religious message shared on social media. There was a mixed approach to reading religious forwards. Some participants occasionally engage in having a conversation and developing it further, and some of them tend to ignore it. And belief in religious messages was seen as varied because this indicates that individuals are crucial on difference towards religious content circulated on social media. Here, I got a response that 67.5% of the people do have an impact on decision making on religious beliefs, and there was an influence, and 62.5% said that it does influence their decision making process. Social media posts. Right. Then we go to the findings where I said the social
Ma'am,
media.
your 8 minutes are over. You will
Okay,
get
ma'am.
2 minutes to wrap up your paper.
Yeah, sure. I'll wrap up right now. Yes. So the findings were based on social media engagement, responsible sharing, passive and active participation in WhatsApp groups, spectrism, and awareness, responsibility, and trust. And perception of religious and social media contacted, we thought was they were selective about the messages, and cultural sensitivities varied from different age groups, because my age group was from 17 to 18 to about 55. And when we talk about ethics and media and social responsibility, I found out that there was the perception that media does not adhere to ethical standards suggests a significant trust deficit among the public. And impact on the society was the erosion of trust in media ethics have serious social implications, potentially leading to polarization. And combined insights from all these segments, I found that influence of social media, despite the widespread reach of social media, its influence is approached with caution. But yet, the public do engage in, though critically, but then do engage in getting influence and forwarding religious posts on the social media. And responsibility of the platform, we do not have too many control systems or policy in the with regard to the regulations of what can be posted on social media posts. So right now we probably need to suggest to the government that it has to form a policy for controlling and for regulating the posts on social media. My conclusion is social media has influenced people's mentalities and changed how they process and react to information. Social media's pervasiveness in society is not just a result of technology, but also represents a fundamental change in the way that information is shared, absorbed, and used. Content on social media is frequently intended to elicit strong emotions such as fear, hatred, pity, or outrage. These platforms' algorithms are designed to give articles that get the greatest engagement priority. And education
Ma'am,
is
your
an
2 minutes are
important.
over.
Yeah, this is the last, ma'am. I'm concluding with this. Education is, as we see, that is a media literacy and critical thinking is very, very important. It is a shield from the psychological and emotional triggers. I think we are all familiar. Suppose we get a WhatsApp. If you don't forward this message to 10 people, today your day will go bad. So that is the kind of fear psychosis they use. So immediately we tend to forward. So they play on our emotions. So education is a very, very important part which influences the decision making, and it must influence the decision making process while using the social media platform on religious propaganda. Thank you. These are a few of my references which I have mentioned.
Any
Yes,
probable questions from anyone present there? You can ask now. Anyone? Okay, then. Over to our session chair.
Yeah, it was a very important topic and very nice presentation. And ma'am, can you tell me that, I mean, where uh, where do you, where you took the sample? Means you have
ma'am, my
told that you.
sample was predominantly from Chennai city. I have not delved into the rural sector. So that is going to be my further study, because this is only a part of my study. So this is an
Yeah,
ongoing process. Yeah,
ongoing study, yeah,
yeah.
your doctoral work. Okay,
So
that's
right
fine.
now it is only on my urban sector.
Yeah, okay. But the one thing is that your total study, introduction, everything, methodology, everything was in one way, that how the religious messages or religious propaganda come into play. But in the conclusion, it was, more or less kind of how the social media is impacting our society or social life. If you can just it make it a little brief, relating to mostly on the religious propaganda, I feel that that would be a little more comprehensive. That's all. It was
Okay,
a
sure.
wonderful presentation,
Sure.
and so I don't have anything many more to say. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Yeah.
Taking ahead the paper presentation ceremony, we have Dr. Satya Prasad, NITTE Institute of Communication, NITTE deemed to be University, Mangalore, presenting his paper titled Technology and its Impact on Consumer Behavior, an empirical study among Telangana University students. Sir, you shall get 8 minutes to present your paper. Post that, you will get 2 minutes for drawing up the conclusion. after which a question answer session, and then our session chairs valuable suggestions.
Is my
Over to you, sir.
slide? Yeah. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay. I hope I'm audible. Yeah. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay. Fine. A very good afternoon to everyone. Today, my area of study has been on technology and its impact on consumer behavior. Here, I would just like to add this purchasing behavior, which I failed to mention in my earlier thing. So it's basically impact of technology, social media technology, and its impact on consumer purchasing behavior. And the kind of audience I've selected was from Telangana University, which is located in a predominantly rural area of Telangana, called as Nizamabad. So yeah, basically, the need for the study arose from the fact that there is a growing usage of internet and web tools, and this has led to rapid development in technology and communication channels. Consumers, especially Generation Z, as my study was mostly focused on students from age of 17 to 20, especially the coming generations, they can access media or information from social media about goods and services. And the purpose of the study was to examine the effects of social media technology usage among particularly the students of Telangana University, Nizamabad, and further to study how it affects the behavior of the purchasing behavior of these consumers. And the aim of the study is to understand that how the usage of internet and other new technologies continue to play a big role in influencing the youth market, particularly students of TU. In the literature review, I focused on a study from Ionos and Stoica, where sufficient material was given on the social media impacts on the consumer in both positive and negative ways. And also, studies from Chaturvedi and Babar have observed that consumers are more likely to accept recommendations and reviews from their family members and peers as well before actually going for the purchase. So, from both the studies, it can be concluded that social media technology provides both positive and negative comments on products, which make easier for the consumers in judging about the products. Continuing with the literature review, Hara and Perry has also conducted a study where it was shown that the development of technology makes consumers collect information about the products online and judge the information. And in Agarwal's case, carried out a study, and the result was consumer can shop through online or social media technologies at anywhere or at any time. That is one benefit social media helps us to give. Both the studies gave a conclusion that social media technology offers the facility of shopping for products from anywhere, anytime, even on the go. Some more literature studies related to Jiang and Benbet, but basically the sum of substance of the literature review was it can be inferred from both the studies that social media technology does not give touch and feel experience while buying the products through it. So they are not tangible in the sense. There is a gap in the literature review. Conducted by these people. Basically, to the objectives to fill the gap in the study were to understand social media usage pattern among Telangana University students, to examine the role of social media on consumer behavior in modern world, to assess the positive and negative effects of social media on consumer purchasing behavior. Research methodology, it's a descriptive research design. Sampling is a random sampling has been given here. Sample size, just a typographical errors. 120 students from Telangana University. Data collection, primary data is collected using survey-based questionnaire. For the analysis, the statistical tool used was person correlation coefficient and a Microsoft Excel data analysis. Null hypothesis and alternate hypothesis were used for this study. So the first result was the value of correlation and coefficient are obtained using the statistical calculator is 0.62. Hence, the null hypothesis is rejected and the alternate hypothesis is accepted. Here, the null hypothesis being social media technology does not provide both positive and negative comments on products, which makes easier for the consumers in judging about the products. The alternate hypothesis being social media technology provides both positive and negative comments on products, which make easier for consumers in judging about the products. In hypothesis 2, the result was Again, the null hypothesis is rejected and the alternate hypothesis is accepted, which is social media technology does not offer the facility of shopping for products from anywhere, anytime, at any time to the consumers. Alternate hypothesis is the media offers the facility of shopping for products anywhere and anytime. In hypothesis three, social media technology does not give touch and feel experience while buying the products. And the alternate hypothesis being social media technology gives touch and feel experience while buying the products. So basically, as per the correlation and coefficient obtained, the alternative hypothesis is rejected and the null hypothesis is accepted. So basically, when you look at the questionnaire, it basically relates to age group of 17 to 20 years, the millennials, and the first, second year, and third year students of undergraduates. And there were equal number of male and female students. And these are the other parameters that were taken into consideration for the study. Conclusion. Positive effects is that the consumers compare product features and facilitate users to share their experience. Advantages of the using social media is that the facility to shop products from anywhere and at any time, providing products at cheaper and competitive prices. The negative effects being buying low quality products, thus resulting in dissatisfaction as they cannot touch the products, they are not tangible through online. Products may have damages and the cost be very high for its quality. The inability to touch and feel the products before buying leads to dissatisfaction. Hence, we can conclude that social media technology may have both positive as well as negative effects on the consumers.
Any probable questions? You can ask now. Anyone? Over to our session chair.
Yeah, sir. So it was a very wonderful study, I would say. So the saying some base, but I mean the conclusion was not very striking. I would say, what was your sample size? You said
Consumer purchasing
120.
behavior.
Yeah, no, sample size is 120.
150, 120, yeah.
120. I just say one thing that in that slide it was written from Delhi University. Okay, please
Yes,
correct
ma'am.
that
I
one.
just pointed out that there was some typographical error and
Oh,
some
yeah.
this thing
Okay,
came and I intend to redo
okay.
it and send it back to you, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Just you and conclusion
Yeah,
will be
I understand.
obviously
That's why.
the thing that whatever you have found, we have got
Hmm.
from the study,
Yeah,
nothing more or less than that you
yeah,
cannot do. But if
absolutely.
the questionnaire in your further study, if you can put the questionnaires in some other form so that
I
it
can do
might
the
be.
appendix and send it, ma'am. I can probably,
Yeah.
do the correct edits and send you a fresh copy.
Okay.
Yeah,
So if we can just add a few
sure.
something in conclusion that so that yeah that dissatisfaction part is there, but what
Yeah,
is the percentage rise or
percentage.
something like
Okay.
that?
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Moving ahead, we have Sanyukta Singh, Rashmi Verma, Central University of Jharkhand, presenting their paper titled Mobile Storytelling in the Digital Age, a content analysis of Indian fashion influencers on Instagram. Ma'am, you shall get 8 minutes for your paper presentation, followed by 2 minutes to wrap up. Post that a question answer session, and after that, our session chairs valuable suggestions. Over to you.
Good afternoon, everybody. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are audible.
Uh, Good afternoon, the session chair, Dr. Malamitra ma'am. So my name is Sanyukta Singh, being the first author of the paper, and Dr. Rashmi Verma from Central University of Jharkhand. And the title of my paper is Mobile Storytelling in Digital Age, a content analysis of Indian fashion influencers on Instagram. I would present my paper. Just give me a moment, please. I hope it is visible.
Yes, it's visible.
Starting with the introduction. So, the Instagram, as we all know, is a popular social media platform designed for sharing videos and the posts. Users can create their profiles and engage with each other. Coming to fashion influencers, so they are individuals who have established a significant following on social media platform, particularly in the realm of fashion. They create content related to fashion, styling tips, and collaboration. Mobile storytelling is an art and craft of sharing narratives using mobile devices such as smartphones. The research aim and the questions. So the research aim is to conduct a thorough content analysis of these influencers' mobile storytelling approaches, evaluating variables like content types, visual aesthetics, narrative structure. This examination sheds light on how these influencers utilizes Instagram mobile storytelling as a tool for shaping fashion discourse in digital influence. The study emphasizes how these influencers have mastered the art of mobile storytelling by combining visuals and engagement strategies. The first research question is, what are the type of content used by these influencers on their mobile storytelling on Instagram? And the second research question is, what interactive elements are employed to engage audience? These are the literature reviews. So the first study intends to investigate the relationship between the engagement rate of social media influencers and the post of the facial expressions of the post. And the second
Ma'am, you're not audible. Hello, ma'am, you're not audible. No. Hmm.
hello,
Yes, you are audible now.
I'm audible. Is
Yeah.
my screen visible?
Yes.
I'm so sorry, it just got disconnected. Coming to the list of selected influencers, the first one is Komal Pandey, second is Kritika Khurana, third is Isha Bora, then Masoom Meenawala Mehta, and Ishita Mangal. These are the methodology used. So the research design is descriptive, research approach is qualitative and quantitative both, research method is content analysis, and the research tool used is code sheet and data sheet. Sampling technique is purposeless sampling, and the sample size which have been chosen is 5 Indian fashion influencers, and the time frame is January 2024. These are the findings related to the first research question, which is, what are the types of content used by Indian fashion influencers on their mobile storytelling? So the first variable is the type of content. It is actually visible that Komal Pandey, Kritika Khurana, Isha Bora focus more on reels, indicating preference on short form video form content to enhance their visibility and follower engagement. Whereas Ishita Mangal and Masoom Minawala showed a balanced approach between the two. Coming to the second variable, which is the theme of the content, which is the fashion specific content or non-fashion specific content. So Isha Bora and Ishita Mangal focused more on fashion specific content, and Komal Pandey and Kritika Khurana showed a balanced approach between the two, fashion and non-specific fashion. Whereas Masoom Meenawala was inclined towards non-fashion specific content, sharing more of a personal and lifestyle content. The the third variable is music use. The use of music, especially in the reels, also played a significant role in enhancing the content's appeal and making it more attractive to the audience. Emojis, the most used emojis were hearts, sparkle, humorous icons, basically, which were commonly used. They signaled a very light-hearted, approachable tone.
The other variables used are location. The two most used location for the content were home and studio setup, and the content and the captions were a mix of text, emojis, mention, often designed to increase interaction. Coming to the second research question, the interactive elements used by these fashion influencers were polls, interaction in comments, collaborations, product mentions, and giveaways. Interaction in comment section and product mentions were the most used interactive elements by these influencers, whereas giveaways were the least used one. Coming to the conclusion, so the analysis of the Instagram activities of these influencers highlights their content strategies and engagement practices with common trends emerging across their profiles. The key observation is the use of post and reels catering to the various content consumption preferences. Fashion specific content remains the centric for obvious reasons, but influencers also use non fashion related content to connect with the followers on personal level, and it enhances their relatability to the people. Emojis and unique captions help them connect better with the followers, and music adds emotions to their post, making them more engaging. Also, different locations were used, which kept the visuals fresh and more versatile. Audience engagement is fostered through interactive elements like product mentions, collaboration, polls. Uh, these are the references, and thank you.
Any probable questions? You can ask now. Anyone? Moving on to our session, Chair.
Thank you, Ms. Singh, for this kind of analysis is very much required. Just one question that you have studied for 5 in. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so you have studied for 5 Indian influencers on Instagram. Okay, fine.
Yes.
So I mean, what was the intent? Just the study, or the study, or the content analysis, or you wanted to point out, focus on something, that what could be the relevance of which kind of change, or what kind of social impact, or what are their objective? I mean, are they? I'm not very much. I mean, no, I don't have much knowledge about all these influencers. Are they of the same kind of things posted? You have mentioned that not. Maybe so, two of them are mostly related to fashion. Two of them are not. Both trying to do both fashion and non-fashion tech, and one is with lifestyle and other things. Okay, so I mean, any comparative, you have done a few, but any kind of comparative study would be better for a publication. Okay, so like you can think of any kind of content which is which increases their popularity or the influence in or the followers, or the something like that. If you can point out like this, or your further study will be pointing out to those, at least in this way, if you can just throw some light, it would be
Actually, sorry to interrupt, but all these influencers are specifically fashion influencers. They have established their following in the realm of fashion. They have they have been captured in Vogue, the magazines. They have represented India in Cannes.
I have hard names, and I know I was asking that whether it is fashion, it is written there. Okay, fashion or non-fashion or anything, you are studying fashion, fine. So
Yes.
any kind of any other kind of focus, I mean, this is your conclusion. You can, if you can show that, you'll see that what are they doing and what are they not doing. Just kind of one particular comparative analysis, that this is missing, or this can be added, or this is missing, suppose. So if you can just from your data, if you can add a few things, That would be better for our
Okay.
publication. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Moving on, we have Viduja P. K. Venkatalakshmi, College of Engineering, Anna University, Gwindi, Chennai, presenting their paper, A Study on the Effectiveness of YouTube Advertisements.
Hello, am I audible,
Ma'am, you
ma'am?
shall get 8 minutes for your paper presentation, followed by 2 minutes for wrapping up the paper. Post
Yeah,
that, a
sure.
question answer session, and then our session shares valuable suggestions.
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
Over to
Sure,
you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yeah. First of all, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Okay, good afternoon, ma'am. First of all, I would like to thank you just can you share my paper here?
Yes, you can. Sure.
Yeah. Is my presentation? Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, my topic is about a study on the effectiveness of YouTube advertisement. And we all use YouTube, and YouTube, we know that YouTube is the most popular social media platform which is used by the globally and our users to upload videos and engage with one another's video content. And YouTube offers two different types of advertising when coming to the advertising. That means in-stream video advertising and in-video advertising. And in-stream advertisement, the users provide with an option to watch brand advertisement or skip them after at least 5 seconds. And in video advertisement, it is an embedded video, often shows the bottom of the video, and these post advertising run for the 15 seconds. And the YouTube is regarded as a powerful tool for communication and a suitable platform for advertising. And the aim is the study objective are to identify the crucial components of YouTube advertisement that make them successful at drawing viewers and to comprehend how viewers view these ads. And the objective is to identify the influence of YouTube advertisement on the purchase intentions and to determine the effect of YouTube advertising in creating brand awareness, to analyze the video elements to produce successful YouTube advertisement, and to find out the reach of informativeness in YouTube advertisement, and to comprehend how entertainment affects YouTube advertisement. And the limitation, the sample is only focused on Chennai, and the study has a strong focus on students, and the sample size is small. Only YouTube advertising is considered in the study. And while coming to the research methodology, the study methodology is combination of both qualitative and quantitative analysis. And here, both survey and focus group were used for the research methodology. And a questionnaire was prepared, and 1 or 2 respondents were we have received 1 or 2 responses. And for focus group, YouTube users between the age group between the 18 to 23, and 19 people participated in the focus group discussions, which contains 3 groups of 4 to 5 people. And for the focus group, a semi-structured questionnaire were developed, and the participants share their opinions and responses. And research findings: the majority of YouTube users are in age bracket between 15 to 22, and which is the youth population, and there are more female users than the male users. The 3 types of videos that people most frequently watch are the music videos, blogs, and instructional ones. It has been observed that content like offers and sales, audience income, and reliable information in YouTube advertisement have a positive impact on purchasing intentions. And celebrity endorsement in YouTube advertisements and reputation of specific advertisement do not appear to have a significant impact on consumers' intention to make a purchase. The majority of people can identify and recall brands from YouTube advertisement. This demonstrates how YouTube advertising are effective at raising a brand awareness. When it comes to building brand awareness through YouTube advertisement, reputation is extremely important here. Effective YouTube advertisement depends on heavily on the following video elements such as video duration and video quality, a compelling headline or a picture, then transparency, content grouping, celebrity endorsement, vibrant visuals, jingles, and music messages and art content. When creating effective YouTube advertisement, information such as product specification, offers and sales, product usage and examples, product advantages, prices and performance are very crucial. The audience wants a YouTube ad to include price because it is the most important piece of information according to the respondents. YouTube advertisements are more appealing when they have an appealing music or photo. The majority of respondents have positive impressions of YouTube ads that contain humor. The effectiveness of YouTube ads for creating influence by story according to the responses. And just the advertising and marketing industries and everything is digital. Although the study shows how various videos elements influence YouTube advertising the video
Ma'am,
by
some background noises are coming.
oh sorry ma'am.
Yeah.
Now is it okay?
Yes, it's okay.
In and okay, YouTube, the video elements are created, right? And in-depth research was not done at one each one. In the future, research can be conducted to better understand the images by carefully considering each variable and its parameters. Additionally, it is always susceptible to demographic bias due to low number of responses. Thus, filling the gaps from this research to understand the effectiveness of YouTube advertisement. And thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Anyone with any probable questions, they can now ask.
1 minute. Can you continue with the slides, please?
Yeah, sure.
Before the scope, future scope. Can you show the others, the previous one?
Which one, ma'am?
Before the future
Research findings.
Yeah,
Research
the findings.
Yeah,
so these are the findings. Yeah. So there is no. I mean, you have some samples. So there is no kind of graph or any kind of bar diagram or anything is not present, huh?
No, actually,
you just have some.
Yeah, included in my main paper.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So is there any
Anyone
question?
willing to pose any questions?
Keep it. Ventuja, I'd request you to keep the findings and the
Okay.
screen while I'll
Yeah.
I'll talk.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. Yeah.
Anyone with any probable questions, they can pose now. Ma'am, some background noises again coming.
What's happening here? Yeah.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening there. I'm using a flat. I don't know some what's happening here. I think so.
Okay.
Now it's fine.
Okay.
Anyone would like to pose any probable questions, they can do now. Anyone? Over to our session chair.
Yeah. Okay. So it was an interesting study. Actually, most of the papers are very interesting. So you have already mentioned that what are the limitations and what are you going to do next.
Yeah.
So just one suggestion that we have just discussed, that if you can in your final paper presentation, if you can just put the other I mean some elaborate presentation, then it would be fine. And the what I just read out majority of YouTube users and okay, fine, that it is so this percentage, if you can just state percentage wise some information, I mean in some numerical way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
So
sure.
that's all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you.
Moving on, we have Saida Sadia Azam, Public Servant, Bangla Sahitya Kendra, Department of Personal and Administrative Reforms, Government of West Bengal, presenting her paper titled Digital Divide in India, Impact of Gender, Language, and Urban-Rural Disparities on Communication and Data Consumption. Ma'am, you shall get 8 minutes for presenting your paper, followed by 2 minutes for wrapping up. Post that a question answer session, and then our sessions chairs valuable suggestions. Hello, ma'am, are you there? I guess. Yeah, I think Shadya hasn't done it. So let's move to the next one. But next one is you can turn the paper. It's written in with pen. Next one. Yes. Moving on, we have we have Ivy Ganguly from Brainware University presenting her paper, Descriptive Study on Potachitra, Role and Contribution of Indian Women in Propagation of this Art Form, Potachitra in this Era of Women Empowerment at Naya Pingala, Paschim Mednipur, West Bengal. Ma'am, you shall get 8 minutes for presenting your paper, followed by 2 minutes for drawing the conclusion, post which a question answer session, and then our session chair's valuable suggestions. Ma'am, kindly turn on your microphone. Yeah. Yes.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Thank you for giving me the privilege. I had to come to present offline, but due to some emergency, medical emergency, I had to do it online. Can I share the slide? Is it visible, ma'am?
Not yet, ma'am.
Is it visible now, ma'am?
No, ma'am. It's showing that you have started screen sharing, but no slideshow. It's taking time. Yes, ma'am. Now visible. Yes, ma'am. You can continue.
Yeah, I have to make it slide share, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Like
It would.
full screen. Is it full screen?
No, ma'am. Not yet.
Is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
visible.
My topic is a descriptive study on Patachitra, role and contribution of Indian women in propagation of this art form in the context of women empowerment. The title, it is a descriptive study on Patachitra, and my focus area is women's role in the propagation of Patachitra art in the context of women empowerment. Location I have taken Nayagram, Pingla, Paschim Mednipur, West Bengal. So understanding the Patachitra, the definition, if I talk about what is Patachitra, we all are aware, like traditional cloth-based scroll painting known for the intricate designs and mythological narratives. The cultural significance, it represents the rich heritage of Odisha as well as West Bengal. The materials used are the natural colors, typically featuring themes from Hindu mythology and folk stories. The historical context, we go back to the historical context, its origins date back to the ancient times with roots in both Odisha and Bengal. Traditionally, the male dominated, but my study area is like women has, as I saw that increasingly they have participated in this art form. Societal changes shift in the perception towards women's role in art and economy. The role of women in Patachitra, they have started contributing artistically in the Patachitra. They were earlier, they used to just make the paints, but now the women are as painters, they are artists, they are as craftswomen. They are instrumental in the preservation of the traditional techniques and narratives. And it has put a great economical impact, their involvement in the local economics through the sale of that art. And it has given likewise an empowerment through financial independence. Women empowerment in this era of change, the empowerment initiatives are being taken. Government and NGO programs are promoting the women artists. They attend workshops and skill development trainings are going on. In this manner, the cultural revitalization is taking place. Women as cultural ambassadors, they are sharing heritage through Patachitra. The methodology of the study which I have used is a descriptive study approach, where I have employed to examine and document the role and contribution of women in Patachitra art, especially in the context of women's empowerment. The study focuses, as I told you, on the comprehensive snapshot of both historical and contemporary practices among women artists in Nayagram, Pingla, with attention to individual stories and collective efforts. Semi-structured interviews and case studies of the women artists were conducted to explore their personal experiences, motivations, challenges, study the cultural significance of their work. And the observations were made during workshops and exhibitions to document how women interact with the art form and its audience, as well as the processes involved in creating Patachitra. Data collection, primary source I have taken, interviews. It is a semi-structured interviews conducted with local women artists in Naya and Pingla to gain insight into their artistic journey, the challenges that they have faced, the impact of their work on both the community and their personal lives. Interviews, one or two I got for the cooperative leaders and key figures in the art promotion movements, providing their perspective on the collective efforts and empowerment. During workshop and exhibitions, that were my observations which I have taken during the field visits to this local area, that is Nayagram Pingla, and also during some national art exhibitions where Patachitra was showcased, which has helped access the visibility of the women artists and their access to larger markets. Secondary sources are through the books and the journals. The literature on the history and evolution of Patachitra with a focus on women's contribution that was reviewed. Some academic journals discussing the gender roles in traditional Indian art form, particularly Patachitra, helped to give me a base on the groundwork, the research, and a broader theoretical framework. Online, some digital archives and government reports, I took the access of that. Online resources from NGOs, art foundations, cultural heritage websites that provided additional data on women participation in particular. Case studies of some local artists, highlighting individual stories of women artists in Niagara, impact of their work on community and culture, and some collective efforts like formation of women cooperatives to promote and sell Patachitra. These are the women case studies of the women artists. Swarna Chitrakar, who is a renowned Patachitra artist from Nayagram village. She comes from a family of traditional painters. She has mobilized this art form by incorporating the contemporary themes such as women empowerment and environmental issues in her work. She is celebrated internationally and has exhibited her work in countries like France and Australia, which is bringing a global attention to the Patachitra tradition. Swarna Chitrakar is also known for her bold reimaging of mythological and historical stories from a female perspective. Then Moina Chitrakar, she has also made her mark by creating striking works that reflects the socio-political issues This includes the stories of social justice, gender discrimination, and the local folklore. Her work emphasizes the empowerment narratives, features strong female protagonists, how they are breaking away from the traditional gender roles typically depicting in Patachitra. Moina's ability to weave modern narratives with traditional technique has made her one of the prominent voices in Patachitra from Pingla. And another one is Pushpa Chitraka, relatively who is a little lesser known but equivalently a very significant artist. And she has focused on reviving the forgotten stories and folklore through her Patachitra art. Her work is deeply rooted in local customs and traditions, portraying stories passed down orally through generations, which help preserve the cultural heritage of our community. The impact of the work on the community and the culture. These women have not only gained recognition for themselves, but they have uplifted their entire community by creating these economic opportunities and also empowering the next generation of women artists. Through storytelling, they do storytelling and public demonstration of their craft. They play an essential role in maintaining the cultural heritage and spreading awareness about the history and significance of Patachitra. Their stories also reflect the resilience and adaptability of traditional art form in the faces of modern challenges, contributing to the cultural and economic development of their village. Some social barriers they are facing, gender stereotype and the traditional expectations. Market access is another challenge that they face, limited
Ma'am,
exposure
your
and
eight
access to
minutes are
wider,
over.
yeah,
Ma'am, your 8 minutes are
recognition.
over and you will get 2 minutes to conclude.
Yes, just 2 minutes. Need for acknowledgement in the predominant male field. The future prospects are like the role of social media and online platforms, visibility if we get, then sustainability, there's encouraging the young women to encourage in Patachitra and some collaborations. The limitation of my work, if I talk about, is the geographical location. I have
Go
taken
to the
only
findings
Niagara
one.
and Pingla.
Please go to the findings one. Limited her conclusion. Summary of
Yeah.
findings.
Yeah, ma'am. Women are, which the summary of the finding was, women are playing a pivotal role in revitalizing and propagating the Patachitra. Their contribution signify a shift towards gender equality in arts. And the call to action is like support the local, they want support from local artists, promote women-led initiatives and preserve cultural heritage. These are my limitations. Some references
Tell more about your limitations, because I'd like to see that.
Yeah, geographical location, that is one of my limitation because I have taken only one place, that is Naya Gram Pingla, which is located in Paschim Midnapur. Though these areas are very significant hubs of Patachitra, the findings may not fully represent the experience and contribution of the women artists from other regions also. They are also even in Odisha. That is one. Sample size is less. Size of interviews and field visits is limited. A larger sample size would have included more women artists from different backgrounds that could have given a more comprehensive data on the challenges, opportunities, and contribution of women in Patachitra art. Bias is like the interviews relied only on personal narratives of artists, which could include subjective biases. Uh, uh, Limited access I got to historical data. There is less documented evidences or academic literature on
Ma'am, your 2 minutes are up.
early female Patachitra artists. So the historical role of women in Patachitra is largely underrepresented in existing scholarships, which pose a challenge in constructing a well-rounded view of their historical impact. So, and
Anyone
the time
would like
frame.
to
And these are
pose
some
any
of,
questions? Ma'am, your 2 minutes are up.
yeah. Thank you, ma'am. These were clicked during the visit to Niagara. So when you enter Pingla,
Any
it gives
probable questions by anyone? They can ask now. Anyone? Okay, then moving ahead, moving towards our session chair.
So, ma'am, you have already pointed out that what is the limitation. I find that it's first of all the title. It will go to a I'd say that a particular PhD work. So
Yes, ma'am. We have
so
lot to. Yeah.
yeah. So I would suggest that you focus on something which could be contributed to a particular paper. Okay, so it could be anything. You are the best judge of that. And so it can be a descriptive study on Potachitro. So if it's a descriptive study on Potachitro, that will also, you know that better
Mm.
than me, that it will include
Mm.
several books. Okay,
Yeah.
so you can just focus on your first hand study. Huh? So you should increase your sample size. Okay, the first two women, we all know about
Mm.
them. The third
Yes.
one, actually, it's less known. Huh, okay, so the more of the villagers who are engaged, you can take the photo. You know the methodology. So it's your first hand experience, and a little emphasis on how are they think that they are gaining importance in their villages, whether at all it's so, or any
Mm.
other style, or whether we are shifting from the content, whether we are shifting from the mythology to something else, whether that would be
That I
better.
have written in the paper, ma'am.
Okay,
That they
good,
are
good,
shifting
good, good,
from
good,
the
good. So,
content
so
from the
content. Okay, that's
uh,
yeah. I think that some focus you can, some
that
point,
I have
some
shown that
focus
from mythology they have shifted to the commercial aspect of it, like bringing
aspects.
down
Okay.
not only
Yeah,
from
yeah, yeah.
the not on the Patachitras on the usual that cuts that they made, but also
Hmm, hmm.
on the
Yeah,
pots, on the other
yeah.
aspects also. That I have
Aspects.
written in my
Okay,
paper.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so particular, I'd suggest that a particular thing or two particular things, comparison between them would be a
Mm-hmm.
better part for a particular paper. Otherwise, this study is huge, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
So can I
so
change
that's good.
the
Name, I think,
headline?
if it's permitted, better change the name. Okay,
The
okay,
headline, if the title I
yeah,
will change then.
yeah. Title.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks.
Moving ahead, we have our last paper presenter, Dr. Rohit Ganguly from Swami Vivekananda University, presenting his paper, Story Spin and Counterpoint, an integral tool of public relations and advertising. Sir, you shall have 8 minutes for your paper presentation and 2 minutes for drawing up the conclusion, followed by a question answer session, and then our session shares valuable suggestions. Over to you, sir.
Dr. Ganguly, Dr. Rohit Ganguly, are you there?
I'm not able to
Okay.
share, ma'am. I'm not able to share the screen.
Un-
I have given the PPT in the WhatsApp. So can you tell me from where can I open it? Uh, can you tell me this one? Where can I open it?
Actually, sir, you have to share the screen and then show your PPT.
Okay. No, I'll share it. I'm asking
Yeah.
from which point will come the sharing part. Just wait for a second. Just give me 2 minutes. Sure.
There must be a green icon which has been written share. You can click on that and share your PPT.
Yeah, that is what. But Microsoft OneDrive, SharePoint, Google Drive, where is it? I have keep it in the WhatsApp. That's why in the group I have like shared the
Kindly share your
PPT.
screen.
I'm sharing my screen, but I'm just asking from where can I open that one? Document. No, not like that.
Go to WhatsApp wherever you have your PPT and open it from there.
I'm going over there. It's opening right now. Just give me. Yeah, I've opened that one. The PPT I've opened. Now tell me. Can you see my screen?
No, not yet.
I've opened my PPT already, but now share I'm doing. It's saying photo image from file like that. Screen. Acha, okay, right. Okay, fine. Okay. We'll be using other things. Actually, give me to things. That's right.
So open your Zoom meeting, the screen, and then come to the share. There is the share button. You click on that and then show your PPT.
I have done that actually, but it's not opening right. Just give me 2 minutes. What's up?
So your PPT is on PowerPoint.
Yeah, it's on PowerPoint.
So you can directly show, open through the PowerPoint presentation, and then you can share it over here.
Okay, I've opened that. It's already opened. Can you see that right now?
Not yet.
Now can you see?
No.
It's not coming. There's some technical glitch happening.
So it would be convenient that if you log out and log in. I think some
Log out and
technical
log in.
errors.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So are you there? Kindly unmute yourself.
Now he is visible actually.
Hmm.
Yeah. Kindly unmute.
Kindly unmute yourself, sir.
Can you see my screen?
Not yet, sir.
Can you see my screen right now?
No, sir.
It's not video time.
So are you clicking on the share screen?
He can read and he can send the paper to my WhatsApp. Yeah, can do that.
Actually, so has left.
Yeah, okay.
Logged out.
Let him log in. But that's a better solution. He will read and you can see from 9433 9433 657810. Okay. Last chance.
So kindly unmute yourself.
Can you see the video at least, ma'am? The video?
Yes,
Am
sir, we
I,
can see your picture.
am I visible? Okay, right. Now I'm sharing the screen. Screen. The WhatsApp the phone. Now can you see my screen right now? My screen is
No,
visible.
sir. No, sir.
There is one more suggestion. If
Mhm.
it can be done, I mean, you can send the paper, send the PDF to me.
Mhm.
You can also send me. You can send to me. I will share my WhatsApp number. So and or in my personal mail account, and you can read your paper. I can also go through your paper. I mean, that's the only
Okay.
solution now we can
The
opt.
ma'am, best thing will be I can share it in the WhatsApp. Any number if you can provide me, I can send the WhatsApp the PDF format, and from there I'll read that and you can see like that. Yeah, it will be good.
Yeah.
That can be done.
Sir,
Or
excuse me, this is Manish. Please note my number and send the PPT to me.
Okay, sure. Tell me.
6289
6289
89
6289 again 89
303672.
303672. Okay.
Let's check
Fine.
once.
Okay. Yeah,
Six
just
six two 6289
6289
3036.
303672, right?
Yeah. Please
Yeah.
share your PPT to the.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am, for this. Sorry for the glitch.
Yes,
So,
sir,
ma'am, I'm
kindly
reading. So, ma'am, I'm reading that. Okay. You've got my PPT. So, can I read the PPT right now, ma'am? Can I read the PPT right now?
Yes, sir, your 8 minutes starts now.
Okay. So this is Dr. Rohit Ganguly from Swami Vivekananda University. So like I have worked with story spin and counterpart in PR. So, being a faculty of media studies and teaching media for so long, I thought of story, spin, and counterpoint in public relations is a very important aspect where we can branch on. And because there are three aspects: story means in content creation, using of the stories, and spin means propaganda, and counterpoint means taking public opinion. These are the three important aspects in which public relations can withstand a lot of things. So, in my abstract, what I've given, the realm of advertising and communication has improved over the last few years, and there are new technologies coming in. AI is coming in, and there are different ways of making the content in a more vital manner. In the introduction part of the spin and counterpart, I've given some points like media relations, crisis management, brand managing, and public perception. These are the key areas where spin and storytelling can work. It's a very important aspect. Understanding spin, what exactly spin is. Developing narratives that align with your brand's goals and values while engaging the target audience to enhance perception and manage potential backlash effectively. That is, if a company, if a brand is in a problem, so sometimes using some kind of propaganda and showing the positivity of that brand, it can enhance the problem situation and can come out of the crisis. So spin is a very important factor in monitoring public sentiment and public relations. There's a small year-wise history of spin. That is, in 1980, the origin started. Spin started for the first time. Then the media rise happened throughout the world. There's a branch out there, and the crisis when in 2000 crisis management things become more highlighting spin, the impact of spin coming into it. Then tech support after the 2005 internet coming into the bridge more. There's tech support with that thing, and now from 2010 social media booming to spin is the main factor nowadays. And in public relations, spin in public relations, that there are two aspects I've seen that. And now the effects of spin, it can be done in many ways. One is positive span, like if it's a true level of true level engagement regarding a campaign, so it's a positive span. Increased engagement, media coverage, and positive sentiments can also be taken out. It's just a small perception study on that. Analyzing the spin, I have just given some rates like successive rate 80% people are on supporting of it. Positive responses are engagement is 70%, so like that. And introducing spin, I have already said. I'm not going to the definitions much more. Studying some literature reviews, storytelling in spin has become also in a factor. Smith and Jones saying that, and storytelling and advertising helps in Coca-Cola. There is also a very important campaign. Nike campaign is very important regarding the spin of public relations. With the research gap, the field of advertising and communication has evolved significantly, but introduction of advanced technologies and collaborating with the spin effect is one research gap, because on one side the internet is going in higher prodigy and the advanced technologies, but spin has to deal with it in a very smarter manner, and storytelling also has to be the background of it. The research gap lies in lack of comprehensive analysis also that directly comes in the context of this. And additionally, current research offers overlooks the long-term consequences. Now we are doing all that, but we're looking for the long-term consequences. And my objectives are to analyze the effects of storytelling in consumer perception and engagement, to examine the influence of spin, to contrast the characteristics of storytelling, to investigate the role of counterpart strategies to get more public opinions. Research method, I've done a random sampling method. I've taken 50 sample size. The less I've taken because I've got a very less time to design this one. Very less time because in my university also some conference was going on. So 50 sample I've taken. So random sampling. I've taken city area, Kolkata, because I thought of first need to understand the urban sentiments, then we'll go to rural. If I can go ahead with this area of study, and data analysis, quality of data, and research tools through Google Form of done it. A demographic area is like people of different age groups I have taken, different age groups I have taken, different professions I have taken. And there's a different finding we'll see after this.
1 minute,
57
please.
responses are
As
there.
it is
I
a
said
1 minute. It's almost going to 1-to-1. So, how did you select your sample? And a
Ma'am,
random means
random sampling. I've used my sample like that. There are some professional people. There are some advocates, lawyers, students, teachers. Like that I've selected. It's a random sampling. That's why I'm saying random sampling, because I wanted to get a very raw kind of a feedback of spin and storytelling in content nowadays in people's regular regime, how they know about it and how what they think about it. Because in political campaigns, the spin is used. So I wanted to take a random sampling and different age groups, because this will give me a mixed kind of an mixed research result. It will give me. So that is why I've done that. I haven't targeted one area like this age group or this profession. I haven't done that. Knowingly, I haven't done that. So these are 57. I've got respondents, and there's a you'll see, ma'am, here that actor, employer, leader, a model, peer manager, all these professions are there. But the managers, strikingly, they want to get spin communication more. The managers of different companies, it is higher in, you can see in this chart. And if you talk about other do think about spin and propaganda highly used in political communication, it's a 75% says yes, because during political communication, we have to use propaganda and spin. Otherwise, it is difficult to tap the mass. And like the advancement of social media and role of storytelling also is also 78% here. And if you go on the questions like propaganda and another thing is that the form of propaganda, people is you believing it. If you go to my findings, I'll show the discussions and findings. Managers of different companies shows a higher graph supporting spin as an important communication tool among other professionals. In spite of knowing spin is a form of propaganda, a higher population believes in it. People know it's propaganda, but still they believe in it more. During crisis management, the function of spin and propaganda shows moderate that have done through the scale mapping, that during crisis management, if a company is in a crisis, when a brand is in a crisis, so they're showing a moderate response. And higher population shows the need of spin propaganda is important in with storytelling. That's what I find out. And this is a reference and conclusions, ma'am. This is all of from my part.
Anyone would like to pose any questions, they can do now. Anyone? Over to our session chair.
Okay. So I'd say that yeah, you have already mentioned in your presentation that you couldn't share your sample, you could take in a hurry or sort of like that, you have pressure. But I'd say that the result depends on sample. Random sampling is not that you are taking the taking anyone and it's from a random kind of random sampling is a proper statistical technique. Okay, so that means that all the categories will have equal probability. So you cannot take, you might take, obviously it's your choice that you'll take some kind of groups. So that is fine, but you know that your result will be very much dependent on the sample.
Right.
Yeah, because the age group, you are saying that you were talking to some advocates in Kolkata. So that will be utterly different from some in some area, in some rural technical institute, some engineering students. So that will be total different. So I just suggest that you your topic, your methodology, your idea is fantastic. Just I will suggest that you focus on some kind of sample, take the comparison, and everything. Go for a publication. Okay. Okay.
Otherwise, it's good, ma'am. It's okay. Is it?
Yeah.
Understandable.
The idea and I'm again saying that the idea, the content, that your how do you express that a spin comes into picture and the how relevant it is, all these are very good. So I'd say just focus on some particular sample, try to increase the sample size. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
With that, we have come to our end of today's session. It was a wonderful session with our paper presenters presenting their papers with utmost dedication and patience. Now, I would like our session chair, Dr. Mala Mitra ma'am, to give the closing delivery speech.
Yeah, it was a very wonderful, it was really a wonderful experience for me because the topics were really varied. and it's coming from this in fact across pan India, and the participants are coming from pan India, from any part of India, and their sample also from various parts of India. So that really giving us the flavor of National Conclave. So I'd really like to thank to the Department of Mass Communication and Journalism to organize this kind of National Conclave for every year. This is the third year, and I would also like to thank all the participants for participating and presenting their paper, presenting their valuable ideas, and looking forward to work to all of you again. And I would I would again like this opportunity to thank our Dean ma'am, because Dean ma'am of MCAJ, Mass Communication Journalism, because she requested me to do this for me. And with this, I'd like to thank to Snehangshu and Manish too, and the other volunteers here I can see here. So they are working day and night for their tireless effort. Okay, so thank you.